I mean, the obvious question is, what is different about implementing it in the cloud rather than in a couple of blade servers in your machine room?
So I think the big difference is, we're kind of going a back engineered route. So a lot of our clients, we've always put private cloud on-prem as a solution because it's a pragmatic solution for the environment that most people work in. Given the choice, they rather have the stuff on the ground. That helps with the cost and stuff like that. So a lot of what we've said over the years has been, in favor of that. And of course, we still are in favor of that. But one of your issues is because there's a benefit to cloud, and there are cons to cloud. There are pros and cons to on-prem as well. And one of the cons of being on-prem is, for instance, what happens if you lose power to the building, right?
Yeah.
Because if you actually, it doesn't matter if you've got servers behind fire breaks. If the whole grid goes down around your station, everything goes out and all the lights go out and everything. And that's actually a con in the private cloud. So the first thing we started looking at was how can we solve it with disaster recovery scenarios. Now we've always been able, because Next is containerized, and microservices, we've always been able to put it in the cloud. The issue in the past has really been the Caspers, which are the playout devices that we use and the graphics devices that we use. So the big deal here is we've containerized the Caspar CG. So now we can spin up multiple instances of those in the cloud as a virtual microservice that's available on demand. And the advantage that gives us is that now we can install Next with a playout solution sitting with it that's scalable and elastic. And we can replicate our client's stuff on the ground to the cloud so that all the scripts in the NRCS, for instance, can be replicated. All the media that's coming in, we either bring the proxies up in a mezzanine format up in the cloud, or if the client prefers, we could bring all the high res up into the cloud if that's what they really want to do. We can choose a level of that disaster recovery there. And basically means that you've actually got your whole Next system that's on the ground is also in the cloud. And should the unthinkable happen and you lose the power grid, all the journalists can actually go and just mobile phones and batteries on laptops. Hopefully, if the towers are still up, you could actually carry on the script you were literally just making a few minutes ago. Yeah. So we kind of, instead of going into the cloud because we have to, we're trying to look at how can we facilitate, this hybrid solution. Now, then that leads us to the interesting part, which is that then we suddenly discover, oh, well, hang on a minute, because this actually will work as a playout in the cloud. The whole Next system is available to use. So you can use all of the MAM, you can use all of the transcode facilities that are in there, you can use everything. And you can spin up channels by spinning up different Caspar machines. So as you spin up these Caspar machines, you've got video playout and you've got infinite layers of graphic overlays with alpha and also graphic overlays in HTML, CSS. So you can actually build a full channel with graphics in a single Caspar channel and then start spinning those up as you see fit.
I can certainly see how this would be a very quick way of getting to disaster recovery. Mm-hmm. Is that the primary driver, do you think, or will people migrate their whole operation to the cloud?
I think that's a good question, because I mean, the reality of the situation is that you could actually migrate your system to the cloud. So it's feasible if you want to leave a HD SDI environment and you're only dealing with IP streams, then that's an entirely feasible concept. It's just the question of whether those clients are actually in a position to do that. So you could be, for instance, if you had a sports broadcast and you had a live feed coming in of that, whatever that might be, it might be SRT or NDI, or it could be, 2110. If you've got that in an IP format, what Next could do is you could deliver that as independent streams, say 7 different streams, which are identical with identical graphics. The only difference is that you've got 7 different languages in the graphics, and Next could take care of the metadata delivery for that. So you would be able to have a single event that's then personalized and localized for regions, that's delivered to the CDN network and then passed to wherever you need to go. So this is the beauty of being able to spin up these containerized Caspers. You could actually, each one of them has a 2-channel output, which again can be, SRT out, or it can be RTMP out or HLS out. And it's all being driven using these microservices in the cloud. So the microservices from Next can feed that with the metadata for the different languages for the graphics, for instance, or we could even real-time translate if that's if we have an accurate enough dictionary, so to speak.
Why has nobody containerized Caspar before?
It's a good question. I mean, we haven't changed anything in the source code. All we've done is we've just containerized it and Linuxified it. So it's traditionally always run on Windows. I think what we're starting to see now is that Caspar CG is really growing up. It's been on the periphery. I have not been in a single television station that wasn't running a Caspar CG somewhere in the building. Yeah. Somewhere there's one in the building. I ask everyone to go and check. But it's always traditionally run on PCs, I presume, because, you know, a lot of broadcast systems have, you know, legacy PC worlds and have lived that way. You know, we don't live in that world, so that's why we Linuxified it and containerized it.
Great. Okay.
I'll just give you a quick demo so you can have a quick look. So let me okay, so basically what this is Next in the cloud, and it's exactly the same. I'm just running it on my home network here inside the Next app, so I'm able to do a lot of the things that I could do on any Next system. So I can create a script and I can start writing a script here. I can drag videos into my script that I want to play, you know. So the whole system is still running exactly the same way that Next runs, 100%. You know, even if you were to take this video here, for instance, I want to publish that to Instagram or to Facebook, all those Instagram and social media facilities still exist. The graphics, the ability to use one of these Caspars, for instance, to burn in the virtual graphics is also a possibility here. Okay. So we have everything inside Next as normal. And the real difference here is when you get into looking at that against the playout channel here. So if I go to the playout channel itself, which is listed here, I'll just go to my player. So this is basically stepping through all of these individual videos. So, but this is all happening in the cloud. There's no, it's all file delivery that you're seeing here. So if I was, for instance, to go to this next one filler and push the space bar here to queue it, have a little bit of latency, but not much. And you can see I've just cleared that. So the Caspar in the cloud is playing the video. The Caspar is actually, we're using the mixer function inside the Caspar to resize that image. And then we're showing some graphics here from Next One, which is our Singular Live graphics that as an HTML template URL that's also being rendered in the Caspar. And then a final stream is coming out from it. So that allows me to do things like, I can, for instance, use the squeeze back function here. And I'm able to actually use the mixer inside the Caspar and resize the image to reveal the graphics in real time. And similarly, I could, if I wanted to take another video that I haven't used yet, for instance, or something's literally just brought in, I can just drag and drop it in as the next VT, and then we can take it. As you can see. So I've got full control over the whole system. The graphics there are pulling RSS feed live off the internet. So again, I've got control over the graphics. I've got control over absolutely everything in there. And I can leave this just looping if I want to, and it will just go around in circles because it's on an auto loop. It can be harvesting stuff. So it could be taking stuff from the main installation and bringing it up and putting it automatically into the playlist. There's so many different permutations of what we could do to populate the list. So it's a very flexible solution. And again, like I say, all completely in the cloud. So there's no HDSDI going on here at all.
Cool. And this is ready now?
Yeah, if people want to have a go, they can call us up and we can walk them through it. Like we always like to say, we eat our own dog food. You know, we run our own 24-hour playout channel all the time on YouTube. We're about to switch over now to using Nextcloud to provide that channel, actually. So on our YouTube channel, it will be coming from Nextcloud and onto the website as well. So if anybody wants to know more, all of our details are on the website and on our social media on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, etc., Instagram.
Yeah.